Now where I use these and the benefit I think of having these in your locker, it's really just something very straightforward that you can go to with quick changes. And it solves that problem of sometimes maybe you don't feel so sure of the sound of the chord changes. Well, if you know the sound of these cells, it's something you can easily do to just get through and navigate a section of a tune. This video is part of a series, my series Making the Changes, in which we look at how to practice and work at using arpeggios to solo over jazz standards. Now last time out we looked at using cells of 1, 2, 3, so it makes perfect sense to add the fifth into the mix. If you're unclear what I'm talking about, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 5, I'm talking about intervals in relation to each chord. So 1 being the root, then you've got the 2, and then you've got the 3, which be a minor third or a major third, and then the fifth. For a minor chord it would be this. For a minor 7 flat 5 chord it would be this. And for a major or dominant it would be this. And what we have is a cell which is predominantly chord tones. So it's the triad plus the second. And that's how it's going to help us make the changes and make the sound of the chord changes as they move along on a song. Now there might be some occasions where you want a flat 2, a minor second rather than a major second. And that will be because of the chord in question's position in the key you're in. So the core idea is you take a chord progression, say like Blue Bossa, you got C minor, F minor, say at the start, and you play 1, 2, 3, 5 for C minor, then for F minor. Now why does this cell work so well? Well, it's got the all-important third, which defines a chord's major or minor quality. And it's got 2 other chord tones in the root and the fifth, and it's got the colour of the second. Also, these cells are very widely used, a particular favourite thing of John Coltrane. If they're good enough for him, they're certainly good enough for us. Now what you want to do in the practice room is take Blue Bossa or RSA, that's just my example standard for today, whatever you're working on, and see if you can hit 1, 2, 3, 5 throughout the duration of the form. Now if you practice this against Blue Bossa or another standard you're working on, there are a few benefits. Firstly, it gives you something that you can pull out the bag if you need to when changes are just coming at you quickly. But I think it really develops your ear to the sound of the chord changes and to the chord. And by including the second, we've got that little bit of colour in there too, so it's like an arpeggio, but not quite. Just to say, the PDF from today's lesson, along with all the others, is on my supporter tier on my Patreon page, link in the description. Thank you to everyone that supports me over there. Loving making content for you guys over there. Now when you're working on your ear, your fretboard knowledge, we don't have bandwidth for everything, but you get used to this, and the next natural thing to include is rhythm. And you've got 4 notes you can play about with how those notes are played in terms of where they're positioned within the bar. To make things more musical and more interesting, here's a few other options for you to try. The basic rhythm, 1, 2, 3, 4. Put that into half the time with 8th notes, 1 and 2 and 3, 4. So either 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3, 4. We could hold that fifth at the end, 1 and 2 and 3, 4. We could put an 8th note rest on 1 and come in on the and of 1 and maybe go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3, 4. Put that line together, it's obviously the same cell but different rhythms. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3, 4. I like the last one best, but start with the easiest. So if I just took the first couple chords, like Blue Bossa, the first rhythm would also be 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Second will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. The third one will be the same, just holding that note. But what about the fourth one? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, dead. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 1. Bit more interesting, isn't it? Now you could also do the cell as an approach to a chord, like leading into a chord. So imagine the C minor is coming in here, and then I would put the start of the cell on the and of 3. So I'd go 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, like that. If I kept doing that, 2, 3, to Blue Bossa, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3. It's like a little theme. Now the last rhythm is holding the first note and then putting the remaining notes coming in at the end of the bar. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And if I did that again for the start of the form, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Like that. Another layer of musicality you can add is chromaticism. This is where we're essentially going to approach the arpeggio notes with notes nearby. And the effect I think of these, you sometimes get some outside notes, but it makes that cell just sing a little bit more. It brings in tension and release essentially. Couple suggestions: you can do a chromatic approach note from a semitone below. So if we had a C minor cell, 1, 2, 3, 5, I could put a chromatic note a semitone below our root. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, 4, and 1, like that. Chromatic above, so approach the root of the C from a semitone above. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, and 2, and. Those two options, 1, 2, 3, 4, or just like softens the cell, I think, a little bit. Double chromatic is where you do two notes from a tone below or tone above, like, so you got C here, you go approach it like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, and 2, and double chromatic from above, same thing, but a tone above, and fill the gap chromatically. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, and 2, and. So below, double chromatic, and above. Just ways to make chord tones more interesting. Now the enclosure, I'm going to take a scale note above, diatonic note above, chromatic below, and go like that. Or maybe I do chromatic either side. But all of those options, the chromatic 1 fret below, 1 fret above, the double chromatic below above, the enclosure, are definitely things to have in your locker. They're ways that soloists use all the time to kind of embellish their chord tones and to the arpeggios essentially. Personally, I feel the effect of these, they just make things more interesting. You've got the nice combination of diatonic notes like 1, 2, 3, 5, and then the chromaticism coming together to just create harmony, which is more interesting on the ear. So we've got the cells, we've got maybe some rhythmic variation and some additional notes through chromaticism. Let's put all that together into a sample solo. So try this with a standard. If you're finding 1, 2, 3, 5 tricky, then maybe go back to the previous lesson in this series in which I looked at 1, 2, 3. That's also very effective, great for developing your ear and your fretboard knowledge. Or maybe go back to season 1, which goes really from the foundations of kind of using arpeggios to make the changes. Those are on the screen for you, but if you have any questions, any comments, you leave them below. Don't forget Jazz Guitar Lessons here with me, Andy, every Monday. Until next time, you take care.